Hey, it's Pork here, and this is TheTogBlog. And what is TheTogBlog? Well, basically, TheTogBlog is my photography blog. So, who am I, and why should you care? Well, basically, I'm an amateur photographer, hoping to go professional. Well, at least, get some work in photography. And I kind of thought I would kind of journal the route that's taken me, whether it be, through gear. I could pass on some lessons, tips on photography that I've picked up myself. And basically a place to share kind of, the journey. And if you're interested in the starting of photography, even as a hobby, then that's what this is about getting on there and sharing your experiences, talking about what mistakes you wish you hadn't made, and so on. Now in this quick video, we're going to do a Lightroom restoration. Now Adobe Lightroom, I'm using version 3.4, hoping to get version 4 soon. But basically, what we're going to do is take a photograph and try and make it better, whether that be through fixing problems or adding effects or changing the color, whatever it might be. Now I recommend you get Adobe Lightroom. I think there's a 30-day trial on Adobe's website, so it's definitely worth a go for that. And what is Lightroom? Well, basically Adobe Lightroom is like a photo restoration and editing software, but unlike Photoshop or something similar, which if you have Photoshop as well, that's fine, but Lightroom just gives me that much more kind of I don't know, that meatier kind of feel to editing a picture. It gives me more options. Now we're going to get started. I'm going to pop myself to the corner of the screen so as you can see the see Lightroom now. And we have this photograph here that I'm working on today. This is one I took myself. It was taken on a Canon Rebel K2. That's a EOS 3000V. And basically it's 35mm film. And basically there's a lot of problems with this picture. First of all, top left, we have looks like a scratch on the film or something. So we'd be getting rid of that. And also the colors and the everything with the focus and things is wrong. The background should be. Basically, I use the expression pop a lot. What I mean by pop is that it just makes it. You change one setting in Lightroom and it just makes that picture look wow. Just gives it that extra bump. Oomph. So let's get started. I'm over here in develop mode for this picture, and I'm going to leave the temperature and tint alone for the moment. I'm leaving the white balance, which is this thing here. You can change it to a shot, auto, or custom. And I'm going to just bring the exposure down just a tiny bit, not too much. Now I'm going to bring the fill light up just to bring the face into detail a bit more, just till I see the face just light up. There we go, just there. And I'm going to darken the blacks here because I think it just gives a nicer effect when the face is in focus, but it's just a bit darker. I think that works there. So we're going to skip brightness and contrast for the moment, and clarity and vibrant saturation, which is to do with colors, and for the moment I don't want to mess with that. Now I'm going to go down here to detail tab. We've just been in the basic tab. And basically you can bring the sharpening up, but I mean honestly you'd never want to bring it all the way over, because look at that, it's just dreadful. This creates noise and it's horrible. But the whole thing with this is, if you put your mouse and click in on the tab, then you can use your middle mouse button to scroll up and down and basically get you some better finer detail to change. But I'm going to the luminance here, because with 35mm film you have grain, digitally called noise or whatever, but yeah, there's a lot of it in this here along the bushes, along the sides there, so I'm going to bring that in and blur them out. Okay, I like that there. So what I'm going to do is bring the color blend up a little bit as well, and for now we're going to leave it there. We're going to go into effects. Now I don't recommend you do this with every picture, because if you overdo it, people will just be sick of seeing vignettes. But basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the vignette, and if I apply plus, it will create a white vignette. If I go negative, it'll create a black. So you can see that there. If I go plus, brings in that horrible white effect. But if I bring it down just a little bit, not too much, we don't want something like this. But if you bring it down just that it's barely noticeable, just like that, I just think it makes your eye focus on the center, the image, which is the cat in this particular picture. So I'm going to bring the feather up just a little bit as well, because as I say, if I leave it there, it's not going to work. So I'm going to bring the feather up a little bit too, just about there. And I think if you if we press Y on the keyboard, that'll show us a before and after. And I think you'll agree already, you know, even with the picture as is. We'll zoom out there. Now if you look at the top right, top left now, that scratch or whatever that thing was is nearly gone, and we can finish that off in Photoshop if we wanted to, but I'm going to stick here for now. Now you'll see that the foreground colours have popped, and you'll see what I mean by the expression popped when I say that. It's not a fancy official term, it's just what I like to say when it pops out. So the foreground colours are definitely alright. The background I think needs a bit of work, and I'm going to go into my curve for this, which is here under tone curve, and I'm going to go to the lights, and just might darken them a little. Actually, maybe no, just darken them a little. And I'm going to go into my highlights. There we go. That's a lot better. Kind of want to match the vignette to the, you know, tone as well. I don't want you know, something like that where you can definitely see the vignette, so I'm trying to keep both. But yeah, just gonna bring the shadows up. That's a lot better there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just kind of give you a brief outline of what these things up here are. Now the selection tool, basically, the adjustment brush, beg your pardon. When you change things there, it doesn't change for the whole picture, only for where you apply like a mask in Photoshop. This is the graduated filter. Now I'm going to go out of Y. Now graduated filters are great for landscape shots and for shots where your sky is overexposed, and I'll show you that now. If I bring this filter down to here, now any settings I make in here will only be affected by a gradient within those lines, and I'll show you what I mean. I can bring the exposure down for the background, you see, I can blow it out, and I think in this case we need that because the background is a little bit blown out, so we're just gonna, there we go, perfect. Just gonna bring the exposure down just for this gradient, remember, and we can even bring the saturation down a little bit if we wanted to. Dark, you know, make it, give it an effect if that's what you wanted. I think I'm just going to add a bit of saturation to that actually. But then we're finished. We're just going to hit close. And again, if I press Y, and I think you can see the difference there. In not seeing the image is perfect, but you can definitely see that it's gone for an image of a cat that, you know, is kind of in focus, a bit noisy and plain. And I think you can see there we've popped the colours out. That gradient has fixed the problem with the scratch. And I think it draws the eye closer to the center of the cat's eyes as well, which is what I like about it too. Now I'm going to go down to and deal with clarity and vibrance here, and press Y to go back to full screen view. Now I'm just going to show you what vibrance has an effect on this picture. Just going to start sliding it up. Now do you see the colors have just popped right out of the screen? But in my eyes that's too much, because look at the eyes, look at the cat's eyes. Cat's eyes are just popping out with it as well, so is the fur. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the vibrance up to make the green really stick out. But I'm going to go down to my HSL or color black and white, whatever it is, but the saturation levels. Now his eyes are orange in my mind, and the blacks need to come down as well. For now I'm going to bring the oranges down. And there you go, look at that. The eyes return to normal. And you can mess around with that and even, you know, bring it up, bring it down, whatever you like. But I think I'm going to bring it there. I like that there. So now what we're going to do, we're going to finish off by, I think, going back up to this, and we're just going to reduce the blacks again. And I'm going to change the tint. There. Now if we look at the image and have a look at what we've done, and as I say, this is just from my perspective, you know, from personal observations of the picture, we can see the scratch is nearly fixed, and the noise is gone from the levels of the top left. We have the cat now, his eyes are down, but the rest of the picture is nice and colourful. I think the greens really stick out more. Again, it's personal taste, I suppose, but you know. Excuse me. So that's the whole point here. Is you know, we've taken the picture, which wasn't a great picture to begin with, but I think using the vignette effect, and again, it's not something I'd use every time, just something, you know, once in a while for certain pictures, like this one, which are ruined because, you know, the photograph didn't take well, color-wise, you know, noise-wise, and everything. So yeah, so that's it. If you want your picture in this slot, because I'll be doing loads more of these kind of videos, restoring pictures and taking pictures from color to black and white, most the best way to do it. And so if you're interested in having your picture on my channel for me to edit on screen, then all you have to do is email me at the email address below. Send it to me as an attachment, not a zip, the actual photograph as an attachment. And you must have full rights to the photograph. Must be a picture you've taken. You can't just send me, random pictures. And so what I'll do is next video I'll pick out someone's picture and I'll have a go at restoring it in Lightroom. I'll be back on here again. In the meantime, I have some really cool stuff coming. I have a few photography tutorials coming, and I have some gear reviews and stuff as well. If like me, you don't have the money to go out and buy the best DSLR possible, so I'm looking at buying an entry-level DSLR. Now I could go with a bridge camera, to be honest. That would be fine. But I think I've had a Nikon D60 years ago. I've had a I have the EOS, the Canon, which is great, and the lenses and everything else. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with just an entry-level DSLR. Now I'm going to do tons of reviews, and I mightn't have the camera in my hand, but I'm going to go into shops, feel the camera, have a look at the camera, take some shots, and tell you what I thought of the camera, just as a general review. One of the cameras I'm looking at buying, purely because of the price versus the options on it, is the D3000. And I think the D3000 has a very, very nice, package, considering what you get with it, and that you can use the lenses from the Nikons and everything else. So yeah, that's really it. Glad you come along. Hope you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up or a subscribe, and for more videos. I'll be doing a few videos every day, and basically about Lightroom and other stuff, or else just talking to you about photography. As I say, it is more of a blog than anything else, so feel free if you want to hop over to my other channel, which is Complete Composition on YouTube, and right over there you're going to find lots of graphical explanations of camera stuff, but here basically I'll talk about what's relevant, what I'm doing at the time, certain shots or whatever else. So that's really it. Hope you liked it. That's the difference between the two images. And again, if you want an image to be edited here in Lightroom with me while I record and show me doing it, then send it to me at TheTogBlog@gmail.com. I'll put a link in the description. And we have a website coming soon, which is TheTogBlog.co.cc. And once that's up and set up, I'll jump on, make a video, and let you know that it's there. We're going to have a forum and a gallery where I share anyone wants to go up into the gallery, perfectly welcome. There's no obligation or no necessity for how to get on the gallery. Send me your image, it goes on the gallery. That's really it anyway. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have got some experience from Lightroom now. You understand what it's about, what it can do. This is only a fraction, really only a fraction. That's it. Don't forget the TogBlog@gmail.com, and look out for Complete Composition as well for some other photography related stuff, more technical sides there. In the meantime, this is Porig from the TogBlog, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.